Ethnicity, Immigration, and Nationality by Jasmine Moreno. The article that I decided to choose was A Dream Deferred Undocumented Students at CUNY by Carolina Bank Munoz, 2008, within the book Race, Class, and Gender, an anthology by Margaret L. Anderson and Patricia Hill Collins. She explains how she first encounters with some undocumented students within her class. And within the teaching and working with immigrant students, she has figured out that they have opportunities, yet face challenges, but the main barrier is that they can't seek higher education due to their illegal status or afraid of being deported. Well, what can we do, as she states, to support the DREAM Act? She states that the DREAM Act is far from being too perfect, but it's a start for a change. To this end, lawmakers have been trying to pass the DREAM Act, which would give undocumented students a road to citizenship, by Anderson and Collins, 2016. NAFTA, which is the North American Free Trade Agreement, it took effect on January 1st, 1994, signed 1992 by Canada, Mexico, and the US. NAFTA immediately lifted tariffs on the majority of goods produced by the signatory nations according to the North America Free Trade Agreement, U.S. Customs and Border Protection 2019. Because of NAFTA, it affected and took a huge toll over the Mexican agricultural goods of Mexico, mainly corn, and took a toll for the farmers. Those farmers had to seek jobs from factories within Mexico itself, but yet those job factories within time, or while time passed by, started to disappear, and which caused them to migrate to the United States. So therefore, due to NAFTA, there was Mexicans migrated to the US in order to seek better job opportunities. The DREAM Act. It's something that hasn't been officially established at the moment. They're still trying to figure it out in Congress till this day. It was introduced to Congress since 2001, although. It would give undocumented students a road to citizenship, according to Anderson and Collins, 2016. The characteristics of the population are usually undocumented students that have arrived at a young age to the United States that are from low-income families that are trying to seek higher education and are usually bright and talented students. Some of them are usually in the DACA or have the TPS. Important elements to this population: seeking higher education, seeking opportunities for a better lifestyle for their families, seeking citizenship status. The key to these undocumented students, is education. If having a higher education, they know that having higher education will give them a better lifestyle, not just personally for them, but for their families as well, as they are the individuals who are resilient from within their families and are doing their best to seek a better future, not just for them, but for their family, and help out their families. At the end of the day, family comes first for them. Some of these undocumented students have to drop out because their families either got deported or someone from their families got deported, and they used the savings from what they were supposed to use for college to have their families, to help out their families. The challenges that they face are usually economic and emotional cost. Economy, like I said earlier, because they don't have the financial support systems from like other people do. They sometimes have to struggle to find scholarships and so forth, and their savings is sometimes not even enough to even attend a 4-year university. So their best option is to go to a 2-year college and save up from there, or get multiple jobs, 1 to 2 jobs, and work hard in order to seek higher education, which in most cases some do and most don't. Few possibilities of obtaining a college degree. Undocumented students usually drop out of school. They see their future, and from their future they see like, oh, there's nothing for me here. There's no point. Why should I try? There's not even enough resources. Therefore, they drop out and just focus in just working or helping their parents work. Each year, approximately 98,000 Dreamers graduate from U.S. high schools, but despite many track records of school access successes in our K through 12 system, they face obstacles to attending and affording college, according to Pacheco 2020. Challenges still continued. DACA and TPS is there, but not always guaranteed. So DACA stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. This was approved by President Barack Obama on June 15, the year 2012, but President Trump in 2017 tried to end the program by closing down the applications for DACA and eliminating a year of renewal. It was DACA can be renewed every 2 years, but for President Trump, he took away a year. But now that we have a new president, President Biden, he reopened applications and is now back to 2 years of renovation. TPS is a temporary protected status that is usually mainly used by El Salvador, Honduras, and Haiti. And it's always there, but it's not always guaranteed. It's like sort of safe, but not always, because you never know with the systems and the new laws are always changing every year. So it's something that's it's not secured, but it's there. They're afraid of deportation by ICE. ICE stands for Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Many are living in the shadows, but a few of them are resilient to go out there and actually start a change. But for the most part, they're afraid to get deported and go back to their own countries. And we have those that are against the DREAM Act. They, as it quotes, the illegal students have no right to work or stay here, Constable 2011. And I do see their point of view, but they don't have the right to judge people like that. They need to know and understand their situations as well. I guess they're people that they're afraid that their jobs will be stolen, or that the undocumented students will steal the job opportunities, when it's not like that. They're just trying to help in general. Personal biases. I support the DREAM Act, support the education route myself, because I am a DACA individual. I am an undocumented student. I know the struggle. I know it's not easy, but there's always a solution at the end of the day. I do not lose hope, and most of these undocumented students don't lose hope. They're always there persevering and trying their best. They're not just thinking about themselves, they're thinking at the end of the day for their families. Just as how their parents left their own country, it hurts them to this day that they leave their own personal country to come here to the United States and seek for help to create a better lifestyle for us that we can find. And usually this is found through higher education. So it's something sad that there are people out there that don't support the DREAM Act, but I do understand where they're coming from. There are two options that can lead to the dream, that if the DREAM Act is established later on in the future, there are two of them. Options are to obtain citizenship is to support the education route I support the education route, which is going to college and obtaining like a bachelor's degree, or if not, go to the military, join the military. Military, I'm a little bit like iffy, but I do understand. I wish there was another, maybe third option, not just for education and join the military, but I do respect what comes at the end of the day. The DREAM Act is bipartisan legislation that would allow 2 million Dreamers to better contribute to their families and their community and boost our economy, in which I do agree, according to FWD.US 2020. Eliminating biases. illegal status does not determine whether they can seek higher education. Make aware about DACA, TPS, and the DREAM Act. Making aware for the DACA and DPS and the DREAM Act, just in general, not within just the population community itself, will be a great help in general speaking. It will be a great help. There will be more contribution into the population. And at the end of the day, it does not determine their legal status, whether they can actually seek higher education or not, whether they can get a job or not, whether they can help their families. That is not the case. We have to be open-minded and see it from the bigger picture. Impact on helping professionals. This is willing to provide help. Helping professionals willing to provide help, being open-minded, culturally competent, free from bias, stereotypes, etc. Empathy, having empathy, and active listening. All of these are great characteristics to help this population as a helping professional. The number one thing that we're not supposed to do as a helping professional is to judge. Who are we to judge them? It is not our job, and it is not our place to be judging them. On the contrary, we're supposed to help them at the end of the day. Show empathy, have the cultural competence within ourselves, and demonstrate active listening. The new perspectives. Undocumented students deserve a chance to look at it. We need to look at it from a different angle and view. As Anderson and Cullis states in 2016, as a nation, we should want undocumented students to be empowered through education. Education is key at the end of the day, and denying certain people, quote unquote, in other words, undocumented students, is not fair. They're just doing their best. They want the best within themselves. They want to change their lifestyle, not just for them, like I stated earlier, but for their families as well. Undocumented students are still part of the U.S. and part of the education system as students. As it states here, the DREAM Act is bipartisan legislation that would allow 2 million Dreamers to better contribute to their families and their community and boost our economy. We're not here to make it worse. We're here to make it better, to contribute. We're trying our best, and we're not given that opportunity. A solution to the problem is to raise awareness of the DREAM Act, for school counselors and educators to actually be out there spreading the word in schools, helping contribute them, explain what it is, give a brief explanation, because honestly, some undocumented students are aware of what's going on. There's a few that they don't care, that they don't know what's going on, that they're like, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm undocumented. I can't do anything. I'm not from here. And if I try to go further, I'll get deported. No, we have to change that mentality of those students as well. We're here to help within each other, not just to bring each other down. More scholarships other than the U.S. Dream Scholarship. Because of the U.S., there is a Dream Scholarship out there. It's called the U.S. Dream Scholarship. And because of them, I'm currently here giving this presentation. If it weren't because of them, I would probably most likely would not give up. I would probably kept going to school at a community college for 2 years, save up, and then transfer. But I'm really grateful for this opportunity. They are responsible for paying for a 4-year university that they have within their schools of choices. And we just need to have more scholarships like that out there as well. Not just the U.S. Dream Scholarship, but a few other scholarships as well. Make aware about the U.S. Dream Scholarship to students. And DACA and TPS. DACA and TPS are there at the moment. Try to take the best advantage as we can before it closes down. We never know when it's the last chance. it'll be taken down or not. So it's best to take advantage of that. I have DACA. I've been having DACA ever since President Obama has established it. Because of that, I am able to work, and I have the authorization employment card and a social security, and I'm really grateful for those chances. Like, just in general, how God has provided everything is, it's amazing. But we still don't have to give up, and we have to keep trying. As well, be open-minded. That's at the end of the day. Everybody has to be open-minded about situations and certain problems like this, not just criticizing each other, bringing each other down. In conclusion, the DREAM Act is a start for a change. Yes, it has its pros and cons. We need to spread more awareness over it. Its legal status is not the way to stop them from achieving their goals and dreams. Like, no, we have to support each other. We have to give them hopes, because those students that end up dropping out of school are involved with gangs, and the crime rates start to go up. But if we attack the problem from there, we look at it from a different angle and go and help, the crime rates will lower down. They will not be there and to begin with, or at least try to decrease it down. At the end of the day, a helping professional's job to do is to help them. Is to help them. That is what the helping professional should do. Provide help. According to the Race, Class, and Gender Anthology, which is page 66 from the book over the ethnicity, immigration, and migration. Immigration into the United States is only one facet of the increasing importance of the ethnicity and migration play in contemporary social life. 1/4 of the U.S. population is now Black, Hispanic, Asian American, Pacific Islander, or Native American. By 2050. Non-Hispanic whites are predicted to make up only slightly more than half the total population. At the same time that the nation is becoming more diverse, changes are occurring regarding which groups predominate. Here are my references. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.